Welcome to Board Games Daddy. It's finally time for me to open my big collection of DC Comics the Deck Builder game. So in the next videos I will be opening the big boxes, the small boxes, rival boxes, multiverse box, smaller expansions like this one. Stay tuned. Crisis Expansion Pack 1. I don't know what's happening here. I have no clue. I see some monsters attacking our well-known heroes, so I'm going to learn. The DC universe is in peril. It looks like it from the art. The Crisis expansion introduces co-operative gameplay, and impossible modes to DC comic deck building games. So it looks like they're having a difficulty fighting the monster. So is this the impossible mode? I don't know. I'm going to learn. Six all new playable characters and 8 playable Crisis superheroes with all new abilities. Let's try to figure it out along the way. 15 challenge Crisis cards require players to team up. And the impossible modes, and that's it. Okay, so you need the base game. This is not standalone. And this is the only Crisis pack that I have. I've never played this mode, so I'm completely on the dark here. Let's see if we can understand what it is, just from the unboxing experience. By the way, if you like this game and you've seen the intro, by the time you're seeing this, most of all those games have been unboxed and are in the channel if you want to take a look. And subscribe if you like it. Okay, so I'm guessing this manual will be exactly like all the others, with some help to understand the Crisis mode setup. There it is, Crisis mode. Crisis mode is a cooperative game experience where the players work together to beat a host of supervillains and some world-altering crisis events. Typically, players will want to use the Crisis superheroes to play in this mode, okay, as they allow players to help each other. Okay, that can become important when the world is about to hand. See page 6 for a list of variants that can increase and decrease the difficulty in Crisis mode. Okay, so it's cooperative, it's against supervillains, but it's more difficult and there are events that will affect the game. Crisis mode is meant to play it with the impossible supervillains. Okay, so this is a harder version of the game apparently, and you have players 1 to 2, it's 10 supervillains, plus Brazil Goon and Anti-Monitor, and Crisis cards, 11 Crisis cards. Okay, lots of Crisis will happen. Object of Crisis mode. The Crisis cards, they have an ongoing ability that will hinder your team. Okay. If a crisis requires each player to take action to beat it, those actions must be done simultaneously. Okay. So it includes some different mechanics here to spice a little bit, make it different. What? Specific card clarification. Okay. So specific cards. Yeah, this is just focus on Crisis. The whole manual is about Crisis. There's no base game rules to be explained. And you have the typical waste of space for a big box like this, just for these two things. Let's start by going to the superheroes to see if we can make it out in terms of what is the difference here. So they recommended to use the Crisis superheroes when playing Crisis mode or Impossible mode. So there's Green Arrow, but I don't see anything specific for Crisis here. Oh, Crisis, no, that's the set, right? Let's see more. Robin, Zatanna, these look like you can use them in other expansions as well. Swamp Thing, the hero that appears like an enemy or villain. Animal Man. And there you go. You have the Crisis superheroes. So what's the difference here? When a player is attacked, you may discard 3 cards. If you do, that player avoids the attack. Okay, so you can affect others if they are being attacked with this superhero, the Green Lantern.
And the cyborg crisis. Once during your turns, if you have played a superpower or equipment, you may put a card with cost 1 or greater from anyone's discard pile on the bottom of their decks. So it's just super cooperative, Martian Manhunter. Once during your turns, if you have played 2 or more heroes, choose a player. That player may put a hero from his discard. Okay, it's always the same thing. The same crap, but for equipments. Once during your turns, if you play 7 or greater, cost of superpowers, choose a player. That player draws a card. It's not. This is not talking to me. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. It's the same thing, but then you can help others instead of helping yourself. So for that, you should not indeed. Oh, these have different backgrounds. You should not play with mixed characters. All of them should be crises indeed for everyone to benefit from each other's help. That's a sure. So let's see then the cards itself, and it seems like we're going to start with that kind of cards, which are called events. Okay, they have similar background here. So the death in the family. Wow, this is when Robin died, but which one has died? Because they are all alive with different hero names. Ongoing. At the start of your turn, destroy hero in the lineup. If there are none to destroy, add the top card of the main deck to the lineup. To beat this, each player must destroy a defense card in his hand. Okay, it's not that bad. How do these things come out? They are in the main deck, and then when they are revealed, they stay. I didn't read the rules, but probably something like that. Arkham Breakout. Wow, all the villains coming out. When a villain with attack enters the lineup, treat it as it were first appearance. Attacks against all players. To beat, each player must secretly place a card from his hand face down and then discard them. If each card has a different name, remove this crisis. This card starts the game on top of the crisis deck. Okay, so there's a crisis deck. Okay, Atlantis attacks. Wow, this is all. Oh, those are the worms from the box. I just see one here. Okay. Collapsing of parallel worlds. Dimension shift. Electromagnetic pulse. Final countdown. Identity crisis. Wow, they're putting their capes down. Their costumes. Kryptonite meteor. That's bad. Legion of Doom. So this is a group of bad guys, right? A very large group of bad guys, led by Joker, Lex, Gorilla Grodd, and who's not here? Who's not? Sinestro, Grundy. Wow, who's that big lady down back there? Rise of the Rot. Wow, this is the Hawkman becoming a zombie. So cool. Untouchable villain. Lax. Vote for Lax. Wave of Terror. Okay, so Yellow Lanterns here. Metallic Supermans. World Domination. Wow. Okay, now we get to the equipments. Quiver of Arrows, the Bow Staff. Huntress is. Why is Robin attacking Huntress? Isn't she a good character? Signature Trenchcoat, that's Constantine. Magician's Corset, Zatanna. Animal Man, John Constantine. Captain Atom. House of Mystery. This must be related to Constantine. The Wrath. Flight as a superpower. Power of the Red. Okay. Magic. Constantine. Strife. She's a villain. Killer Frost. So many Icemen and Ice Girls on these superhero things. Psycho Pirate. Wow, this guy looks cool. I have no clue from where he's from, but he looks cool. Avatar of the Wrath. Okay, so now the supervillains. Let's see. No, it's impossible mode supervillains. What's the difference here? So, not that expensive for beating him, but then +4 power. +4 power. Wow, how is this? At the end of your turn, put this card on the bottom of its owner deck before drawing a new hand. Okay, so you will use this card if you win against him. You get the card in your deck. Is that so? And there's a stack ongoing at the end of your turn. If you did not buy or gain a card from the lineup, add the top card. Okay, so I don't remember, but when you face the villain, you get the card back on your deck. You can use it. Impossible mode, Black Manta. Captain Cold. Dark Seeds. Deathstroke. Sinestro. The Joker. Atrocitus. That's the Red Skull. Lex Luthor. Brainiac. This looks like a sorcerer here. Hades. Wow, I've never seen Hades before. This is from Wonder Woman, right? It looks like a crappy villain. Parallax, that's the third or fourth version of Parallax that we see. And Crisis Anti-Monitor. And this guy has a blue background card. So why is this? To signal that is the last one because he's the strongest. 13 plus. Costs 1 more to defeat for each card in the lineup. Wow! Each player must defeat this villain. Each player must defeat. Wow! Now I'm getting where the impossible mode is coming from. So 13 plus number of cards, and then each player must defeat this villain to win the game. Wow, 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 wow. And each player reveals. Okay, so is this the toughest that you can get? Okay, I don't know what to say. So, Crisis Expansion 1, and I believe there are three more Crises. I think so, and I don't know them. I don't have them. So I don't know where this is going, but definitely I will continue to go after those and bring it to the channel. So if you appreciate this game, feel free to check the channel and see the others from this family. And well, if you feel like it, leave a like, subscribe. If you like card games in general, you have many interesting stuff on the channel, more board games. So I hope to see you in the next ones. Thank you. Goodbye.